What is up, and hello to everybody that is new, that just subscribed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm so happy that you decided to join our family. Today we are going to make a glow-in-the-dark skull, and it's going to have all kinds of glow-in-the-dark pieces that we're going to glue on top of it, and we're going to make it really cool. So let me show you what we're going to need to do this project. Guys, so what we have here today that we're going to need for this project, we're going to definitely need a hot glue gun and some glue sticks. Our main focus here is this guy, a skull. This is from Dollar Tree. And then anything you can find that glows in the dark. Everything that I have here is all from Dollar Tree. These are their glow-in-the-dark hands. I have some glow-in-the-dark centipedes. I have some glow-in-the-dark rats. I have some glow-in-the-dark bats. I have some glow-in-the-dark fangs. And I have 4 packs of these glow-in-the-dark beads. Okay, and I also have this bottle of white Krylon glow-in-the-dark paint that you could probably purchase from Walmart or Hobby Lobby, Michael's, places like that. Maybe even Home Depot. I'm not sure about Home Depot, but I definitely know that Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and Walmart will have this. This is going to be really simple. It's going to be basically gluing everything that we have onto the skull, spray painting it, and that's it. And so this should be a fast, fun craft for you guys to do. Also, I just want to shout out these amazing buckets that I found. Oh, all the glow-in-the-dark things, plus the skull. Hang on one second. Back. Better. Sorry about that, guys. I had to sneeze. But one thing I wanted to shout out, everything that I got glow-in-the-dark was from the Dollar Tree, minus the spray paint. But these amazing Halloween buckets that they have for cookies or goodies, or I am using them for crafts, but I think these are so super cool. I love the design on them. I bought like 10 of them, and I'm going to put all my craft supplies on them. I love these. I adore these. I think they're so cool. So let's get started with that project, all right? All right. I'm going to move this back out of the way here, guys. All right, so. Oh, you guys might need an X-Acto knife also. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking I might want to cut open like the eye socket. Maybe just one, and maybe the mouth. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to get my X-Acto knife out because I probably will do that. So we're just going to open some of this stuff up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to probably do that. All right, so I'm going to cut out one eye socket, and I'm going to cut the mouth open also. Okay, guys? So let me do that, and I'll be right back. Remember, when you're using your X-Acto knife, to always cut away from you and not towards you, so that way if you accidentally slip, it doesn't cut you. Okay, guys. So I have my hole cut out for my eye, and I did cut my teeth part open. And it's okay if you shave down the teeth a little bit so that they're not, you know, even in one area than the other, and make a little bit of gap. And I did fudge up a little bit, and I cut this a little too far, but that's all right because we're going to be hot gluing things on there and spray painting, and you're not going to notice. Also, I took a pair of fangs. I had tons of these, so I just took a pair, and I used my X-Acto knife, and I cut the fangs as close as I could to the front part, right? So that you just get this one thin little piece here. Okay, this part had the fangs connected on each side, which then I just removed the fang part because I just want the fang part. I don't want the teeth. So if you want to just cut off the fang part, that's fine, and then cut it in half. You can do that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a centipede, millipede, whatever these are, and I'm going to put some glue on this guy. And then I'm going to shove it in his mouth. And that is why we needed the mouth opened. Be careful when you do this because it does have hot glue on, and you don't want to burn yourself. Okay, so it looks like he's biting it. Okay, then we're going to take our fangs and we're going to put them on the... You have your 2 front teeth, and then the next teeth, and then the next teeth are your fangs. And that's where we're going to put them. So look, find your first front tooth, and then go 2 over. And glue one fang there and one fang on the other side. Okay. Then he should look like this. Then I'm going to glue a hand here so it's like kind of covering his eye. He's like holding his face sort of. So we're going to glue one right here. Just like this. And then we're going to take this rat, and the part that I screwed up, I'm going to fish his tail through. And we're going to put him in the eye socket, crawling out. Like this. Okay, let me just go get some glue on this guy. Put a little glue on his tail, a little glue on his body. Now you gotta be very careful when you put him in here. Okay. Then you're gonna want to take your other eye, or your other hand, and glue it on the other side by the mouse. To make it seem like he's kind of like reaching for his eye, like, ah, what's crawling out of my eye? And then I'm going to take these beads here. I'm just going to start gluing these on his head. What I think I want to do with these is I'm going to put one big line down the center, but I'm going to stack them 3 high on top of each other. And I'm going to give this guy like a little mohawk here. Look at this, it does not want to stay up here. It's giving me troubles. And if that's giving you a lot of trouble, what you could also do is just glue them and leave them on your paper here till they're dry. And then once they're dry, then glue them up there, if that makes life easier for you. Be very careful with your glue gun when you're doing these, because these are very tiny. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a row all the way from front to back of 3, and then on the sides of that I'm going to do a row of 2, and then all the rest are going to be 1. So once I have that done, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay guys, so here is what I have so far. Okay, I tried gluing on just one bead next to each of these, and I didn't like the way it looked. I just like the mohawk like that, so I'm just going to leave it like that. I did stick another centipede, millipede in his mouth. And now I'm going to take him out and spray paint him with this glow-in-the-dark spray paint. And when we're done with that, we'll see how he looks and we'll decide where we want to go from there. I also do have a stand that I made, and it is from Dollar Tree. This silver plate, or this glass plate here is a candle holder, and that comes separate from this bottom piece here. That's a candle holder. All I did was glue the two pieces together, if you can see the glue like there. So if you want to make this stand, that's all you have to do. That is optional. Now remember, when you are gluing his mohawk in the back, make sure not to go down too far, because you're going to need room for him to be able to sit on the table or wherever you put this guy. All right, so I'm going to take this guy out and I'm going to spray paint him, and then I will be back to show you what he looks like after he's spray painted. Guys, hi, I'm back, and I just want to go over a couple things. I put all the creatures on that were glow in the dark on the skull, and the fangs and the hands, the rat. I made the mohawk with the glow in the dark beads. I love all that. And I took it outside and I spray painted it with a Krylon glow in the dark spray paint. But the thing is, I wasn't happy with the way that the skull looked with all the glow in the dark pieces, because the skull is a very different color. I'm going to grab one that's unpainted. And when you start sticking these pieces on that are glow in the dark, they're very different color. And then you have the beads on. It kind of looks awkward. So I wanted to make it come together a little bit. So what I did was I got some acrylic paint. This is Dew Green acrylic paint from Walmart. And I do have some color shift paint here. If you don't have Dew Green, you can make your own paint by mixing blue and yellow together, which they do sell at Dollar Tree. And then I would get some white paint and some black paint, because you're gonna need white and black paint also. Now, if you want to paint it, I mean, if you're not bothered by the way that this looks when you start gluing your glow in the dark pieces on the skull, and you just want to stick the glow in the dark pieces on and call it a day, that's totally up to you. You can do that, but it really was bothering me, especially with these green glow in the dark beads on his head. It was not all coming together the way that I wanted it to, so I decided I'm just going to paint it this Dew Green color. I'm going to paint the eye sockets and the nose sockets black. I'm going to do the little cracks with some black paint, and in between the teeth I did paint white. And then I'm just going to separate the teeth with black paint. I'm going to fill in like all the little cracks that are on these skulls, like on the top of the head and all that, with some black paint. And then I'm going to take some color shift and just like put it on, you know, the highlighted areas. And then once that dries, I'm going to take it back outside and I'm going to re-spray paint it. I didn't read the back of the bottle, which I should have done beforehand, because it says to make sure that when you spray paint it, you spray paint it when it's 50 degrees. So, basically at nighttime right now. So that is what I will be doing. As soon as this paint dries, I am just going to, you know, take some black paint, go in the nose holes, go in the little holes, the little lines by the mouth, on top of the mouth, in between the teeth, you know, on the sides of his head here. I did his eye socket. I'll probably go around the rat that's coming out of his eye and just darken up the eye socket a little bit. And like I said, I'm just going to put like some color shift maybe alongside the mohawk, you know, maybe on the part of the mouth here, on the tip of the nose, on the ridge of the eye, on the chin, on the cheekbone here, on each side. And that's about it, okay? So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you what he looks like when he's painted. Once he's dried, I'm going to go back out, and I'm going to respray paint this guy, and hopefully it's all going to come together much, much nicer. And then we're going to see what this guy really looks like when he is glowing in the dark, and I hope that you guys like it. All right, I will be back. Okay. Here he is. He's got the black on. Separated the teeth, did the nose, made the eye sockets a little extra big, made the nose holes just a tiny bit smaller. And now I'm just going to dry brush some of this, you know, this crazy looking color shift paint on. And I'm basically just tapping it, okay? I'm not like actually stroking. I'm more tapping and pulling. Okay. I'm just going to do some spots on him that need to be highlighted. And see, I'm rushing, so I'm getting some black mixed into my paint, which is not good. But if you mess up, you can always retouch it up with the lighter color and then go back in. And you don't have to feel like you have to go through all this process of painting either. If you really don't want to do this, or if you want to just paint it really simple and do it like just white. You want to just paint the skull white or just green and not go through all the madness of painting all the little lines and all that, then, you know, that's 100% up to you. If you make a mistake, you know what, just clean it up with some of the lighter color, let it dry, then you can go back in and put your highlights in. And if you get a spot where you don't like it, how it looks, just take another brush, dip it in the first color green you had, right? Dry brush that, wipe off as much as you can, and then just go back and tap it again. Some spots you're going to have to do that to get it the way you like it. If you don't like how that looks like that, you can erase the whole thing. See that? I bounced it right into the black. This is why you should wait. But I'm impatient. I'm gonna have to let that part dry and then I'll fix that. But yeah, I just want to highlight some of these spots here. This paintbrush has black on it. Get off, thank you. Sometimes you can wash away your mistakes just by some water. Gosh, imagine if you could do that in real life. Use some water to wash away your mistakes. Wouldn't that be nice? Yep, wasn't dried. And I might actually keep some of this gray here. I did make a little bit of a mess and put some green with the gray, but I actually think I might use some of that for some shadow effect. This is really just all, you know, your preference, how you want to paint this, and really just playing around with the paint. Just pulling it in certain directions and seeing how you like it. I don't know whether I should leave this on or it will bore you guys or what. Me doing this whole skull like this. I don't want you guys to be bored to death thinking, oh God, we have to watch her do this whole thing. So that was a little bit of a mistake there. So I'm going to pick up my other brush and just tap it out. That's all right, because this bridge of the nose here and underneath this little brow area on the top should be a little bit of a shadowy area anyway. And you just keep going back and forth. You could use a rag, you could use a paper towel. to dab some of this off if you get too much on. Let's see. I'm just making a little bit of a mess here on this. I'm mixing some gray with some black, or some green with some black here. Just getting my brush loaded up. And then I think I'm just going to go back, tap in some spots here. Darken it up where I think it needs to be darkened. Definitely on the outer part of the eye here. And this top ridge a little bit. And then definitely under this bone right here. Under the cheek. You want that to be a darker color. And then you're going to want to go in with your brighter color on the bone, cheekbone area. And just the best way what I can describe what I'm doing here is just blend it as if you were putting on your makeup. I'm just going to keep going back and forth just like this on the whole entire skeleton. And I'll come back and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done trying to get this guy to look right. All right, this is what I got so far. This side's not done. This side is partway done. I guess I'm just going to keep letting you watch what I'm doing here. I don't know if it's interesting to you or not. Okay, what I'm just going to do here is I'm going to pick up my brush that has the gray, and I'm going to darken up where the teeth are a bit. Might need a little bit more paint on this poor thing here. All right. That's why I love parchment paper, because I use it as my paper towel here. And I'm just dabbing it on right here. I know you think it looks pretty dark, and it does. I'm trying not to get it on the teeth. I mean, if I do, I do. I just go back in with some white and fix it up, but I'm not aiming for the teeth, let's just say that. And can I just say that it would have been easier, 100%, to paint this before you added all the glow in the dark pieces. But like I said, sometimes I can't give you advice like that unless I've done a project before. Unless I've completed a project from start to finish. Sometimes I can't tell you guys, hey, you know what? The best thing to do first is this or this. Sometimes as I'm making the project on camera, it is it's the first time that I've tried to make it. There are only a couple projects that I've done before, and I knew what I was going to do. I knew every step that I had to do. This is not one of those projects. If you missed what I did there, I just picked up some more of the green on this brush, and now I'm blending it with the gray. Try to blend it out. And if you don't want to go through this, like I said, if you're not confident that you can blend and shade well enough to do this, then hey, don't worry about it. Just, you know, do it to the best of your ability. Like I said, if you need to paint it all white, you need to paint it all green. Whatever you need to do, if that's what you do. And this stuff takes practice too, you know. I'm not the world's best painter, but the more times that I try to do it, the better I'm going to get at it. Sometimes you got to try, and you surprise yourself. Sometimes you can really surprise yourself at what you can do. All right. I'm just going to add a bit more green on the outer parts here. I'm going to try to carefully blend it together a little bit better. This definitely would have been easier to paint while all these things weren't on it. But you know what? It's all right. It's a challenge. And we're going to get it. We're going to get it. I'm just going back in this darker color, this gray, for underneath the eye here. And if you get some on these glow-in-the-dark pieces, you can wipe it off with just a tiny bit of water on a paper towel. I'm just going to try to darken these areas up the best that I can. I mean, I could pull the hands off and stuff, but if you go that route, you may or may not pull paint off when you try to pull off your glow-in-the-dark pieces. I don't want to have to go through all that, so I'm not going to do that. Guys, hold on. Guys, I'm back, and I just want to go over a couple things that I learned through making this guy. He's not finished, but I just want you to hear about some of the mistakes that I made while making this, so you don't have to make them. Okay, one, I should have not glued on all of the glow-in-the-dark hands, the rats, the bugs, and all of that stuff until I put a base coat on this guy of whatever color you want. Do you want them white? Do you want them green? Do you want them blue, purple, orange, whatever color you want it to paint them? Just do a base coat. You can do some shading and highlighting, but I would not go crazy, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay? Two, always read the back of your can like I didn't do. It said to spray paint it in 50-degree weather. I didn't do that. And at first it didn't work. And I thought, oh, this stuff sucks. It doesn't work. No, it was me not reading the directions. Three, I went ham and painted him after he had all this stuff on, which made it harder on myself. But I was okay with that. But then I went out and sprayed him while it was 50 degrees. And look what happened to my paint job. It muted my entire paint job. This guy had sparkles on him, glitter. If you can see it, his eye socket. His eye socket was jet black. Now it's like this very muted gray color. It totally toned down all of my paint, which I now have to go back in and reapply paint. My thinking was, I'm going to do this awesome paint job on it. I'm going to get it the way that I want. I'm going to make him glittery so he looks just as cool in the daytime as he does at night when he's glowing. And then I'm going to take him outside and I'm going to spray him with this glow-in-the-dark spray paint. Well, guess what, guys? It didn't work because when I went out and did that, it totally destroyed my paint job. Okay, so now I have to go over this thing again and repaint it. And you know what? Whatever glows after I put on the paint that I want back on this guy is what's going to glow. And whatever has paint covering the glow-in-the-dark part, I'm going to have to live with it. And however he glows after that, that's basically all that you can do. Because if you spray it too much, you're going to kill your paint. So you can either make it look really cool with the paint and make it look just the way you want it and have it glow less, or you can have it muted like this and he can glow a lot. So that's the bad thing. But I decided I'm going to go back in and highlight this guy a little bit better and make him pop a little bit more. Retouch up his eyeball because I'm not liking that. He looks just a little too bland for me, and I want to make him pop a little bit. So I'm going to go back in and do that again. All right, here we go. And I did lose some footage of me painting this guy, so I apologize for that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in with all the same colors that I had, the black and the color shift in, what color is this? Green flash. If you don't have color shift, and you know what, it's not a big deal. Just highlight them with a different color green. And if you don't have green and you only have blue and yellow, say Dollar Tree doesn't have green, they only have blue and yellow, you can make green from blue and yellow. And then you can make your variants of green by adding white and black to them. Okay, and touches of blue and touches of yellow will make your green shades that you want. If you don't want to go through all that hassle, you can just go to Walmart and buy the paint there. Or you can paint them a solid color. It's totally up to you. But just remember what I said about the spray paint on this guy. All right, I'm just going to go back in and just start, you know, fixing this guy up a little bit. And so whatever glows after I'm done here is whatever glows. And I am going to be on to another project. I came up with another project that I am super excited to start. And I think I'm going to be as excited to do this one as I was the haunted house. So I can't wait to get this guy done so I can start. All right, now just to give you an example of how muted it really was, check out the eye socket compared to underneath and around his eye. That's how toned down the paint makes, the spray paint, the glow-in-the-dark stuff makes your paint job. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to have a lot of fixing to do with this guy. I'm going to go over the lines. I'm going to have to dab back into my my light green and all that. Well, this is what happens when we do a project and we don't, you know, we've never done it before and we don't know what to expect. That's why I don't like to edit my videos and make everything seem like it's so perfect. And I'm just like this perfect crafter that does everything right. I hate that. No, I want to see what's wrong. I want to see what not to do. I want to see, you know, the mistakes that are made so you can be like, listen, I screwed this up. I'm literally going to have to go into every single color that I had, which really sucks, but... And I also have some fairy tale glitter. It's just a little pouch. I don't know how many ounces it is, but not very much. It's like a sample bag. If you don't have fairy tale glitter, this is Flounder, and the glitter is called Flounder by Fairy Tale Glitter. And if you don't have this, then you can use whatever glitter that you can find. Or if you don't want glitter, you don't have to put glitter. I think I'm going to touch up this guy a little bit. And then I'll come back to you guys and show you where I got. Because I don't think you want to see me sit here and touch up this whole entire head again. Alright, I'll see you in a little bit, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. He's done. I'm finished with this project. I'm over it. I went a little ham with the glitter. He's very shiny and sparkly. Wherever he glows now is wherever he glows. I am not putting any more of that glow-in-the-dark paint on him. I will show you what he looks like when he's glowing. I did put some gold on his teeth, and the gold that I used, this is from Walmart. It is a little bit pricey. It was, I believe it was like $6 to buy. It was 2 fluid ounces, and it's called Treasure Gold, but you only need a little bit. And let me tell you, this stuff is the ultimate in gold paint. If you want something to look like real gold, get this, because this stuff is crazy. I recommend this. It's crazy good. Also, if you love glitter, that Fairy Tale Glitter Company has really cool combinations of glitter that they already pre-mixed into their own little concoctions, and they have names for them all, crazy names for them all. But if you like glitter, this company does have some really cool glitter. Like I said, this thing is still going to be cool even if you don't have the, color shift paint or the gold paint from Walmart or this Fairy Tale glitter. You can just substitute it with something else, and it's going to come out just as cool, I promise you. This wasn't supposed to be a really long tutorial. I wasn't even going to paint this guy, but then it started to get on my nerves about all the different colored glow-in-the-dark pieces. That's the only reason I painted him. But if you just wanted a fast, quick Halloween project, and you don't care about the aesthetics of this guy, and you don't care what he's painted like or what he looks like, if it's 3 different color glow-in-the-dark pieces on him, and you just want to use him basically for nighttime, to have something in your yard to glow in the dark, then this is a great project, because you can slap this together really fast, and you can have them outside in no time. You could do quite a few of these in one night and get them out in your yard, and they'll be glowing for you. So if that is something you're interested in, try that. Like I said, it's your project. You do it the way you want. I hope you like this project. Please stay tuned, because I have a really cool one coming up, and I'm super excited to get this one out for you guys. Thank you for all the love and all the support, and I'll see you in the next one. Guys, well, this is the final product, and I just want you to know that I did respray him with the glow-in-the-dark Krylon spray paint. I did it very, very lightly, and I held the can far away, and it seemed to work better. I wasn't going to attempt too many tries, but I did come up with an alternative to spraying them with the spray paint, and that was some LA Colors glow-in-the-dark green nail polish, which I painted the entire skull with, so to help give it a little bit more of a glow-in-the-dark effect. I think he came out all right for a glow-in-the-dark piece. I hope that you tried it. It was easy, minus the little mess ups with the spray paint, but all in all, it was an easy project. It was very fast, and I hope you try it. All right, guys, I love you. I'm excited for the next video. It's going to be a cool one, so stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Guys, it's me, and I just wanted to give you a heads up that I am now on Instagram, and you can come over and join me at Just a Pinch of Crazy to see the latest sneak peek for my new videos. Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye.